Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Legend of Grimrock, Level 4, The Archives with FrozenFoxy. Now, this level starts out a little bit differently from the previous levels, in that we can see a trap room immediately in front of us. However, there is absolutely no way to spring this trap unless you actually step on it, which is fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. This is possibly one of my most hated beginnings to a level, because we have these guys who are very, very poisonous. They are a pain in the ass. Now it is time to dance. I hope you've learned to dance, because this is going to be a pain in the ass. I really hate these guys with a passion. These are not fun to fight against. And I am not very good at dancing, so we will see how this goes. Also, do not stand still in this stuff. It will continue to hurt you. It is a poison cloud, much like the Mage's poison cloud. So I'm just trying to get a few major hits going here before moving away. The other thing I don't like about these guys is they can hit you from a side angle, which can make it very dangerous. Also, Garrett is about to die here, so we'll have him drink a potion. You are also about to die, so we'll have you drink a potion. I think you may not be able to cast any longer. We're going to get stuck in this corner, so let's not do that. I'm not paying attention. Very much not good at dancing here. This is one of my worst features, I can say. Now you're going to move in the way, and I'm going to get trapped in that corner. That is not a good idea whatsoever. You are probably going to need to take out this spear and switch for that. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do any more damage. Sweet. We actually killed one of them. Now, if we can, in the middle of this, I'm going to craft a potion, which is really silly on my part, right? But since there's only one in here, it should be a little bit easier to craft this potion. And the potion that I'm making we haven't discovered yet, but it's an energy potion, which is, it's just basically one of these blood drop blossoms and a potion vial. So we'll go ahead and give him that. And now he will be able to cast again. Because honestly, I would rather have his casting ability than anything else at the moment. Alright. Let's finish this guy off. And while we're at it, get a little extra poison protection as well. This is much easier to dance when there's only one thing in the room. Much, much easier. Poison obviously does nothing to these guys, so make sure that you're not working with poison whatsoever when you're fighting those guys. Otherwise, it's going to do absolutely nothing. Anyway, now we've got an iron key from one of the guys that died, and that will allow us to open this, which also opens the door at the beginning of the level, so you can go back and forth now. Good thing, because there's some lovely autosave points up there with the life crystal that we can utilize to get our health back and mana and all that kind of stuff, so that we don't waste any more. Very awesome. I may backtrack to that a couple times just to save on a little bit of food, but it's not the biggest deal to go back and forth. It looks like the other herder did not drop anything, which is very disappointing. So yeah, those guys are basically the upgraded version of herders. We have seen a couple different types of herders so far. One being the guys who don't have any cap on the top. Look back at the video, you might notice that these ones have full caps on the top. That means that they are able to cast that poison cloud over you. And then we have also seen some that are really tiny and they can fire a small poison bolt at you. Those guys are extremely dangerous to deal with. Anyway, this is actually the Restore Energy Potion that I was talking about, and it was very important during that battle, so it's a good thing that I actually knew about it already. I am going to fill these things back up again because they come in quite handy when you're in the middle of a battle like that. I would have lost some of my characters if I had not had potions ready, which would have been disappointing because they wouldn't have got the experience that I wanted them to get. And now, because I had the potions available, they got the experience just fine. Another empty flask. I think we will make another health potion out of that, because it is always handy to have an extra health potion around, especially if you get into battles that are extremely overwhelming. And I hear something walking around over this way. Just one of these things. Also, something to remember, if you are playing like I am and getting your earth magic up really high on your mage, if you have a mage that is, it's important to realize that anything that's affected by earth magic, you should use your earth magic against it, because you're going to do a lot more damage due to the higher level here. So as you're raising the levels of these spells, you're actually going to be doing more damage with the spells. However, there's a lot of things that do not get hit by poison. Hi, random archers. Alright. These guys can be a pain in the ass, especially when they come in groups. Nice. Oh, I thought you were both dead. I was mistaken. Alright. Anything else out here? Yeah, I definitely hear something moving around. Looks like a couple more archers. Fancy. Where are you guys going? They are confused as all get out. Come on. You can do it. Just gonna stand there for a while? There we go. I knew you would eventually figure it out. Damn it. Moved away too fast. Don't want that. Very nice. Hey, and now we have some frost arrows. These things will come in handy against pretty much anything down in the dungeon, since there's not very much that is immune to frost. There are some things, but not very much. Anyway, I think we have eliminated all of the things that were walking around here. However, keep in mind something very important. I've noticed before that some people freak the fuck out when something random comes out of nowhere, seemingly. Things can actually travel through portals. So if you knock, let's say, a random skeleton down a hole, and there's a teleporter there that will allow them to come back up, well, they will eventually manage to go through that teleporter and come back up and surprise you. So, knocking things down a hole is not technically a viable solution to getting rid of a monster. And you may also freak yourself out because it will come up randomly when you least expect it. Anyway, if you haven't figured it out yet by the layout that we've been moving around here, there are 4 portals just sitting in this room, and the stairs right over there. So basically what it is a bunch of challenge rooms, and you go through each one of the portals and go through different challenges, and at some point you should be able to get into this iron room over here if you can find a gear key. I will be a little bit cheap because I know where things are, and I'm going to go for things in a way that I want to go for them. Anyways, we have the Trails of Thought here. So each one of these portals is actually named. We have the Time and Tide. We have the Beast Gardens and Menagerie. And we have the Catacomb. The Catacomb is probably the easiest out of all of these portals, I would say. And then Time and Tide follows it up pretty closely. Time and Tide is, it can be really difficult at first if you don't understand what is going on in the first puzzle. Also, you might notice that there's some alcoves here, and these will come in very important later on. Right now, not so important. But anyway, we have Internally Imprisoned, Put to Sleep, Crimes Forgotten, and Caverns Still Echoing. Right now, pretty meaningless. First thing we're going to go through, however, is going to be Time and Tide. And what you need to recognize about this game is they're always going to give you what's necessary to solve a puzzle in case you don't have it available. So notice that we have throwing knives here. So they're going to want you to use a throwing weapon of some sort. That's important to realize, as throwing something like a torch will not solve this puzzle. But you may hear that clicking, so that's the time part. And we have a random portal that'll appear here after the 3rd click. So let's go for this. 3 clicks and throw something, and that will have your torch come on through here. I think I might have thrown just a little bit early there, and it went down into the pits, which is fine because we're going down into the pits to grab a random baked maggot here and get our torch back. Can also hear something moving around back there. Sounds like it might be a spider. Nasty. No one likes spiders. Anyway, let's go ahead and try that again. And there we go. Okay, so should be able to see the torch ever so barely right there. It does not make it to where we need it to go. We need something to go all the way to that panel right there. And torch doesn't cut it. You can move forward and throw the torch while you're falling into the pit. However, that will still only get you 1 panel in front of this. So something to realize is that thrown weapons will move a lot further than just something that you're throwing on the screen. So I could technically take this weapon and throw it up here, but it's not going to go as far as if I click here. So we're going to use this as a projectile weapon, and it should allow us to finish this puzzle properly. And then we can grab this thing back in a second here. First of all, though, I'm going to put this here so that that puzzle remains solved. Now, you might also notice this book and portal over here and think, well, there's probably a button somewhere to do that. You'd be right, but it's not on the walls. It's this first button. Yeah, this first button here actually opens this portal as usual. And this portal will take you on into here. Now, I don't know how the torch manages to come this far, because torches normally can be thrown 3 spaces at maximum. And this is going to be our first space here. If we don't count this portal, that's going to be 2 spaces right here, because there's a space over there if you can see it, and we don't count this portal. So technically, since it can only go 3 spaces, as far as I know, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and then portal. However, I guess maybe it doesn't count for the place where it teleports to, but that doesn't make any sense either, because it lands here and doesn't land here when you're throwing an object, which would be the 3rd space if we didn't count the teleport space. So I don't know how that works exactly. It's a little bit confusing. Anyway, we're gonna sleep and get a little bit of health back here. Also listen to the gears. I watched this dungeon being built, but they took it away from my people and twisted it. Filled it with traps and riddles. That is not how this place was meant to be. Now they've actually put a brand new volume control in here for turning up and down music and so forth. And honestly, I felt that that gear scene sounded just a little bit low. So I'm going to actually go ahead and change that volume. I'll be back in a second. It's quite hard to figure out a good volume for this game. This has to be one of the hardest games to figure out a good audio level. Anyway, we'll go ahead and put this here and just stand here for a second. And now we've got a nice little book and our first secret. This book is the Book of Infinite Wisdom. The keepers of the sunken library record the knowledge of all their visitors in these journals. So we're going to get 5 skill points by using this, and I'm going to give this to our main character here. It sounds like a level up, but it's just some skill points. Give him some more sword power here, and he'll have the parry power now, which is very awesome. I like being able to dodge attacks as much as possible. Also, I'm going to organize this a little bit. Something else to look at is going to be your food. It actually weighs different different amounts, so you're going to want to eat stuff that's heavier first, otherwise you're going to become overweight. So I'm going to switch a few of these things around until we move out all of the heavier stuff. Got a herder cap here, which is certainly heavier than mole jerky. Put that mole jerky in there. Organize it a little bit. Alright, give that to you. I think I'll give a piece of food to everyone. Do I have any heavier food sitting around right now? I do not, so mainly snail slices are going to be our heaviest. So I'll give that to you, and everyone's got a nice little slice of food to work with.